So when I think about the brain as a collection of cells, the cells communicate with one another through these axonal fibers. And we learn, and we learned because the cells are communicating with one another and creating habitual thinking. And so the more we run a circuit inside of our brain, then the more that circuit tends to run automatically on itself, which is fantastic because that means I'm capable of learning something and it's going on by itself and I can count on that, and I'm just building this incredible network of circuitry inside of my brain. So at the same time, if I have routinized a pathway that is alarm, alarm, alert, alert, and you don't feel safe, doesn't feel safe to be in the presence of you, then I do have a higher cognitive mind capable of bringing me back into the present moment. And by simply observing my reaction and my response to stimulation coming at me, I have the ability to say, I want more of that or I want less of that. And if I want less of that, if I want more of that, great, just keep doing it because it's still going to run on automatic in a habitual thinking pattern. But if I want to change my behavior and I want to change the way I am, if I want to change the way I respond, then I have to actually rethink new thoughts and create new circuitry that can influence the old circuitry and help the old circuitry learn that it too can grow. And we get in trouble when we stop allowing our brain circuits to grow, because then we just routinize our thinking, we become rigid, we become very black and white in our thinking, and this is how I'm going to routinize for the rest of my life. And the best way, even as an aging process, to keep your brain active and alive is to engage in new kinds of behaviors, travel to new places, learn and watch, try to learn new languages, try to communicate with someone who doesn't look like you or doesn't act like you. Go to new cultures, learn how to play the piano, learn new things. And the brain is constantly capable of neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the ability of our brain cells to rearrange who they're communicating with. So the brain actually that I walk in with an hour ago is different at a neuroanatomical level than the brain I'll walk out with, because I have shared and learned and grown. And the more open I am to new possibilities, the more neurocircuitry is actually going on inside of my brain. We have so much more power over what's going on inside of our heads than we were ever taught. And it's simply because we are now at a time in our society where we're realizing neurogenesis. We do grow some new neurons, especially in the case of trauma. We do have neuroplasticity, where brain cells are communicating and changing the network of who they're communicating with. And because of mindfulness now, we can consciously choose to think thoughts that are going to create those new highways of information, and we can shift circuitry that we have had into something new. And it's happening all the time. And it's nice that we can actually have some say about what's going on, because we're learning and creating new grooves all the time. But to actually consciously pay attention to how you think, what you're thinking, how constructive is what you're thinking, your thinking patterns, and what is it actually bringing to society and to humanity. And we have the choice, moment by moment. Do I want to be in my more open, expansive, loving curiosity, or do I want to be in more of my fear-based, constricted, detail-based, potentially hostile prejudice? It's a choice.